just for clarity,
Yeah, go
before we
on.
move on to the usual segment, you want me to be patient with a 35-year-old world title challenger at cruiserweight. You must be patient while they 1 minute build him up at heavyweight and use Tommy Welch as a stepping stone.
When you put it like that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boxing 365 for the latest episode of the next card in the deck, which is an absolute banger, massive card, the rematch for Chris Eubank and Conor Benn at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, courtesy of Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. Ooh.
Is that a new sound effect?
No,
I like it. That best be
we need
getting
a soundboard.
that best be getting clipped.
It'll stay in.
It'll be getting clipped. I want that posted once a week on a Friday. You just doing so. Yeah. There's so much to talk about this one. So it's big,
Mm.
but not sold out. It's big, but is it as big as the first one? It's
First,
big, but Simon Jordan don't like it. So
it must be crap then. The first fight was a banger.
yeah,
That's where we got to start. Was a banger.
it had everything in it,
Yeah,
apart from the world title.
half the world time.
They're not world title challengers at that weight.
No, but the thing is,
Mm.
he was. It was the build up and everything in the build up. It was the Eubank Senior turning up on the night. It was the noise when the stadium saw that he was there.
It was theatre, wasn't it? It
Yeah,
was
it
theatre.
was. It was
It
amazing.
was yeah, phenomenal event. I think, let's be completely honest, any man and their dog would have, in the position of Eddie Hearn, Ben Shalom, and whoever else was promoting it, would have gone, should definitely do that again.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
blame them. And to be honest, it was an even fight. So it's not that you've got one phenomenal fighter. You haven't got Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz as an example. Do you
Mm-mm.
know what I mean? You haven't got that sort of mismatch of stat. It gelled perfectly. It's guaranteed to be a good fight. But I do think it's going to be different to the first fight.
See, I was a bit thinking back. I did have some rose tinted glasses on.
Yeah.
I like Conor Benn, and I think Chris Eubank is a little bit of a pleb, to be honest with you. I've changed my opinion on him a little bit all over the place over time, but I still think he's a bit of a pleb. And I wanted Ben to win, and so I was kind of watching it with that in mind. And I think I convinced myself that he'd nicked it
You did, yeah.
when actually, when I've seen it back, probably 3 rounds the other way,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, we
maybe even
were.
more. And I was a bit like, I think that's people's argument. It's why do it again? It's not going to have the same impact as the first time. It wasn't as much of a competition as people. Not on points, it wasn't. But I think that's probably some people's argument. Is it's not on points as much as a competition as people thought.
No, I think the thing was with it, and it was one of the, out of throughout the year, there's probably 10, maybe 5 to 10% of fight nights that we're not watching it together,
Mm,
and we were apart for that
mm.
one. And I can remember you texting me and going, "Ben's won that," and I was like, "You on crack?" And I like Conor Ben. Not a massive fan of Eubank, but you did let the rose tinted
Yeah.
glasses, and it happens. It does happen. And the thing is scoring boxing fights is very much interpretive. And sometimes you interpret it. Anyway, you look at it differently, don't you?
Mm.
But it was an absolute banger. Only thing that disappoints me slightly, if I'm being honest, is I wish the card was a bit better. Do you know when I first saw the card, I felt I had rose tinted glasses on with the card. Do you know as we've been looking through it, doing the research, doing a bit of digging pre-fight, pre-video?
No. I think it's because it's a big event, isn't it? But I don't know whether from a no, I'm not a promoter or a matchmaker or anything like that, but maybe it doesn't make financial sense to stick loads of other fighters that you've got to pay a lot of money to on a card if you're already going to have to pay huge money to Eubank and
It's
Ben.
not a bad card, right? It's not a bad card. It's just that, and we'll talk through the fight. There's just not a fight on there where I go like we'll get
If
to it.
yeah, yeah.
We'll talk through
I,
it.
I think I think if we stick with
Ben
the Eubank
Eubank,
Ben for now,
Ben Eubank.
the Eubank Ben,
It is Eubank Ben, but I prefer Conor Ben. So
um, it's got the same weight stipulations, which was one of the things that was massively talked about the first time,
Yeah.
and it has been massively talked about this time round.
Oh, I have to get in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, and the thing is with it is I'm
Important, mate.
I don't
Sure.
know whether it's I don't know who it's worse for because Ben's got to go
Up too
up,
late.
but and Eubank, I don't know. I don't.
Eubank, right.
I feel like he
My
makes more of a fuss out of it than he. But it's the rehydration, which I do get is
the rehydration clause, just for anyone that isn't aware, right? I appreciate this isn't an IBF fight. So everyone's going to go, but it's not for the IBF world title. It's not. However, the IBF as a sanctioning body and as a governing body, when you're fighting for a world title within the IBF, the standard stipulations are the following morning at 7 a.m., you must weigh within a 10-pound rehydration clause of the championship weight. Rehydration clauses are something that have been heavily controversial and discussed in boxing for as long as we've watched it. Chris Eubank going, oh, I've got a rehydration clause. Oh, I've got it. Right. The rehydration clause was not a problem on the night anyway. It was like £2 under the rehydration. So that's irrelevant. He's a career middleweight. Like, in the nicest way possible, Chris. I think he's brilliant. I think he sells fights. I think he's a phenomenal seller of events, right?
yeah.
Shut up. You're a
Also,
career middleweight. Don't be, oh, I've got him at middleweight.
and nobody
Move up then.
nobody put a gun to his head and made him sign it. So the thing is, he knows it's tough, isn't it? Because again, we've not done it. We're never going to do it. But
I couldn't boil down to heavyweight.
Eubank chose to have this fight again, and he
Yeah.
keeps saying that I didn't need to do this again. So if
Mm-mm.
you didn't need to do it again, and you're that worried about
Your health.
your health, then don't do it.
Then
And no,
pay.
but and you
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
I would not have faulted him. I'd gone one of them where you wish you'd have seen it again,
Hmm.
but it's not happening, and it's a choice about his health, whatever.
Well,
But
the
he's kicked up a
original.
lot of
Yeah.
stink about loads of stuff, hasn't he? About the ambulance, and there's the video where there's an ambulance not getting through a gate, but you, I mean, what does that tell? I didn't see Eddie Hearn bollock naked in front of it,
Do it.
telling him you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And he makes out that that's what's happened. And I just think you can't get on with saying stuff like that. That's where
It's-
he's run into trouble.
when he came on to Talksport, or he did an interview, they were talking about it on Talksport, and I can't remember who it was that said it. Probably Simon Jordan, and he made a really good point. Is that it's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's 70,000 people, give or take, right, trying to leave a stadium. Now, for anyone who's ever been to a stadium or an arena fight, traffic can be busy.
To say the least.
Like, the reason like your ambulance didn't get immediately through the piles of traffic getting out of the stadium is because you're at a stadium fight. Eddie Hearn did not and has no interest in going, make him wait 20 minutes. Why? Oh, I don't know, he might die.
Yeah.
Like, shut up,
And
mate.
the other thing is, you've got like um, obviously Eubanks selling tickets and stuff, and he, like I said, he's brilliant at what he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah.
He does speak quite well, and I do think it's an act, most of it.
Of course it is. 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I think if he had genuine concerns about that, then he's done the right thing by raising it. I just could never ever see what reason, no matter what personal issues Eddie Earn has or anybody has with Chris Eubank, who in their right mind would do that? It's not worth it.
There's no
It's not
major.
worth
The,
it
the issues aren't that major. Frank Smith, the CEO of Matchroom Boxing, is married to Chris Eubank's sister. Do you think Frank Smith, Eddie Hearn's right hand man, is going to allow Eddie Hearn to kill his brother? And like, Chris, you're creating a narrative
Yeah,
because all the original narratives are gone. So we're going to create controversy. We're going to create a storyline, um, and that's Eubank in it.
yeah, yeah. It is.
But it'll make for a banging fight. Will all of this drama stop me from tuning in? No, I'll tune in.
Yep.
We'll talk about it again, and we'll review it, and then we'll
Yeah.
tell everyone about it, and we'll expect people to listen and donate
I
to.
think
I haven't got a charity yet, but we will get one.
I think it's interesting because a lot, the arguments are still very much the same. Ben's younger, Eubank's getting older, but weight, natural weight, dehydration,
A bit,
still,
yeah, yeah,
and people we've spoke to, still on the fence, can't pick a winner. And I think it's very tough. The bookies can pick a winner. They still favour Eubank. I had a look.
yeah.
Um, but and actually, we have got a section where we are going to quickly talk about what yourselves. We asked on TikTok, for anybody who isn't on TikTok, please do head over there and follow us there as well. We asked everybody on TikTok on a post to let us know their thoughts. You'll see some on screen. So HS thinks Conor Benn unanimous or late stoppage. So flip the script from last time. Ben will get the win regardless of if he is the better boxer or not, just so it goes to a trilogy because money talks, says Laura Jane. Yusuf's got Eubank by KO. And our man, Thunderboy Roy, thinks it's going to be underwhelming. He thinks that both fighters are going to be more cautious. I think we probably had a couple of messages as well.
We have.
I think,
So just want to give one shout out for now, just purely conscious of time. But another guy who has been a loyal servant to the channel is Marbs, who did just point out, if I'm really honest, guys, not really into the rehydration clauses and stuff like that. I think it's very dangerous. And if I'm honest, could certainly kill someone in the long run when you consider you're literally starving your brain of oxygen. It's scary.
yeah, I think he's right. I think that point is right, and it is worth thinking about. I think the point from Laura Jane about money does talk. I don't see it necessarily stepping in and changing a result, but we've seen some really, really poor decisions in the last weekend.
Yeah.
Do we see a poor decision in order to get a trilogy? Because it is just money, money, money. I don't think they'll get away with it. It's too many eyes, but you
I,
never know.
we'll save the discussion of the controversy and the corruption of boxing for another day. Um, but to sort of highlight my point is, I think the days of paying off judges and referees is probably gone. I do think that when you see sanctioning referees and not sort of British Boxing Board of Control referees, you see sanctioning referees, you do occasionally go, okay, the fighter that's worth more.
Mm,
It's not always the favourite, but the fighter who's worth more commercially tends to get a favourable card.
yeah,
You then wonder, and again, this isn't me slandering anybody. This is just me going, okay, that's not ideal, but it's a conversation for another day. That
yeah.
one.
I think it's worth saying thank you to those of you that did comment on the post. We're going to think about doing that every week for all upcoming events, not just Eubank Ben. So do let us know your thoughts because obviously that's what we're all about. We want to hear what you think and talk with you, share your thoughts.
Thanks, Marbs, as well for the message, mate. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
thanks, mobs. So obviously we've finished with Eubank Ben. It's going to be a
On
banger.
with it.
The next fight to talk about is Catterall Essuman. I don't really know. I feel like when this got announced, I thought that's going to be a banger. And I think it is going to be a banger.
It's He fights simmer nicely. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like quietly in the background. Because the undercard, by the way, on this has been poorly promoted. Other than a poster, nothing else has been released. But anywho, simmered out this one. Now,
yeah,
Echo Esserman, local boy, man, right? Nottingham lad. Like Echo. I've always been a big fan of Echo.
yeah.
Spoke about him in a number of videos.
We've been there for a couple of his fights, haven't
We have,
we?
yeah.
Yeah, Samuel Antwi when he fought when it was on the George Parker undercard. We were there for when he fought Chris Congo
We
and
were.
Eubank Smith.
Yep, we were.
And yeah, I've always enjoyed watching
I
him.
like Echo Esserman. I think he's a very, very, very
He's
good.
watchable.
He is. He's good.
Yeah,
I'm not going to use the term I did last time, but he's constant pressure.
yeah. Constant pressure,
Constant pressure.
always coming.
Always coming all over the place. So yeah, and Echo Esserman was talking about the fact that he wants to push on for world honours, and I think he's one of them that could upset the apple cart because of the style of play. Sorry,
If you
everyone.
did hear that,
That is
the
fireworks.
MGM Bland is under attack, but
Yeah,
we are okay.
we are okay. We are not based in a war zone or anywhere that could cause controversy. So Echo Esserman and Jack Catterall. Echo Esserman made a point that Jack Catterall going over to America to be trained by Boozy Ennis will not make him boots.
Mm,
And I don't know if Jack has run out of steam, if I'm honest. I've just when he beat Josh, I thought, world's your oyster, he's talented.
yeah,
I don't dispute he's good. But other than that very first Josh Taylor performance, okay,
yeah.
need you to be honest with me. No
Pro grade,
lies. No pro grade done.
it's a good win.
Pro grade win for me was worth no more than the Linares win.
Mm,
Pro grade after the Josh Taylor fight, his career went from here to More sound effects.
More sound effects.
Jack Catterall hasn't impressed me since that Josh Taylor fight. And I just
I think if the Harlem Eubank fight had been able to play out and we'd have seen him put on a really good display, then I'd have gone, yeah, he's still really good, but I don't rate Harlem Eubank, so that wouldn't have been a. I'm not saying that would have been a good win, but what I'm saying is I was hoping that that fight would have been a good opportunity to see the level he was at, but it didn't. Obviously, it ended with an absolute horror cut. It was
yeah,
awful.
yeah, and look, this isn't me trying to smear Jack Catterall's name because I really like Jack, um, and I do think he's good. I think he's very good.
Yep.
Um, I don't think he's an undisputed champion. Should have been. He should have been. In theory, he should have been, right?
Yeah.
He didn't win it. You look at the people in and around them weight divisions, and I don't think he's gonna be good enough to win a world title, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I just think Jack Catterall's in a similar sort of boat to, say, Joshua Buatsi. He's good. Is he getting any better?
Oh, I don't like that. I feel like it's a bit slanderous.
I don't.
I do think that's a bit slanderous. I
We'll
think,
make a deal. We'll make a deal, right? And we don't argue much on here because, generally speaking, I like to think we're both quite level-headed human beings.
yeah, I am a level-headed human being. You're right.
Right. On this one,
Yeah.
you haven't got a performance of Jack Catterall's other than Regis Prograis, who I'm confident I'd knock out at times. He's if he goes in there and he does a job on Echo Essuman,
Yeah.
who's there to be done a job on. We saw it with Harry Scarf in Echo's only loss,
Yep.
right? If Jack Catterall goes in there and does a job on Echo Essuman, who for me is a very good fighter, I will retract my statement live on whatever social media platform you want. If he looks rubbish again, you have to accept I'm right about everything.
I'll accept that you'll be right about this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Doesn't seem like I've
you got
really
soft
lost out
hands. You've
there.
been moisturising.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Under the desk here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great cocoa butter.
I think it's
Yeah,
worth talking a bit about Esserman. You said that obviously he lost to Harry Scarf. That was back in 2023. Finally parting ways with his British, Commonwealth, and European titles. Um, we've got Southpaw Orthodox. We've got the Engine, and we've got. I'm going to counterpunch your head off
choo
all
choo.
five. And
More sound effects.
I think it's interesting. I think the problem is it could either be someone's going to be on the front foot and just pressure him all fight, and he's going to get his head boxed off by an efficient counterpuncher, or it could be a little bit. I don't want to commit because I don't want to get my head punched off by an efficient counterpuncher,
And it becomes a bit spoily.
and your efficient counterpuncher goes, I know that he's not going to come anywhere near me, and it just ends up being a little bit of a snooze fest. I don't think it will be. If I had to stake where I am, I think it'll be a good fight.
Good. I hope, because I hope all fights are entertaining, because I like boxing, I hope it's good. Because even as a boxing purist to watch boxing,
Yep.
even I don't like boring shit fights.
No.
Thank you. That is all.
Cheers for that.
Got a bit
Um,
passionate there, everyone. I do apologise.
we'll move on to the fight that should be a step up for Adam Azim and should be one of the exciting fights on the card, but it's Adam Azim, Kurt Scoby.
I'm sorry.
Go on, what?
I don't want to talk about it. So,
Did you know I was in my before you carry on, say what you want to say?
because I'll go on one I know of.
Obviously, you like Adam Azim. I like Adam
Yeah,
Azim.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You put him in your top 5 prospects list.
I did.
Brilliant. He's ranked by box rate
Mm.
#1 in Britain over Dalton Smith.
Yeah, that's because Dalton Smith's doing something else in it, minute. He's at kicking heads and that. Listen, Adam Azim's a loser, all right? I've said it all along. Um, yeah, no, he's ranked well with the governing bodies.
Yeah.
He is. And look, I really do rate Adam Azim. I think he's special.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I know we throw that word around a little bit, but I think you can call a special. I think you can call a talent special until they prove they're no longer a talent and they start to contend. Like Dalton Smith was a special talent. He's now finished his apprenticeship. If he goes and beats Subriel Matias, which I think he will, and I'm not going to go on Dalton too long, but then you then lose that special talent status and you have to prove you're a special fighter.
Yeah.
Adam Azim's still at that level. Now, I did an article about the Scoby fight, when it was announced because I'd heard rumours that Richard Comey was going to be the
Yeah.
fight, which I'll be honest, I was actually quite excited for because that's a good test. I think Scoby's clever matchmaking.
Mm. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. Not a
good
bad record. 18-1. Um.
win.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't really
Hmm.
pick anything up. That's the thing. That's exactly what you mean about clever matchmaking. But he's got 16 knockouts. So
One was a barber. I'm joking. I don't know that.
come on. But obviously Azim, he's 13-0,
Yep.
10 knockouts. Um, Sergey Lipnitz and O'Hara Davies as well. Now I know we talked about this the other day that he fought O'Hara Davies on the downslope, but you got to take something from it. You can't just go, "Oh, he fought someone on a downslope." Well,
Wow.
no, he still beat him, and he's still very early in his career. And I think, like you said, he is special. I watched a few of his fights back ahead of this again, and he just looks really, really good. Obviously, I think it was the Davies fight. Was it the Davies fight or the other fight? He lost points for low blows, maybe. Just it wasn't the Davies fight; it was a different fight. But he lost points for low blows, and I thought to myself as I was thinking about talking about this fight, is that a bit of a lack of experience and knowing?
Refinement.
Yeah, refinement. That's probably the right way to put it. But I don't think it was. I think it was just the type of fighter he was fighting and what he needed to do in that fight. I think he looks very good. Realistically, this fight should be fairly easy for him.
I would say so. If he's as special a talent as we've discussed him as, which I think he is, Kurt Scobie's going to just be a 18-1 on his record, and look, that's okay. He's on a massive platform, a massive show. He was meant to be fighting another probably clever bit of matchmaking in a guy called Abdulayev, who's actually a decent fighter in his own right. Probably, I'd say, an harder fight than Scobie, but Scobie can punch.
Yep.
And you know what they say, puncher's chance. And you know, if you go and land on Adam Azim, we don't know just yet how he's going to deal with that.
No,
And
no, that's a good point. We haven't really seen that aspect to him. But again, you got to credit that to his skill and his dominance. And I think if I had to again hedge my bets, I'd say we're just going to see another excellent display of skill and boxing from
I would
Adam
say so.
Azim. So yeah, I mean that's going to be one to watch, and it's going to be a beautiful fight on the eyes.
It will be, if nothing else, it'll be exciting and it will be entertaining,
Yeah,
guaranteed 100%.
absolutely, absolutely. I think we'll move past that. It's probably said all we need to say about that. Sam Gilley, Ishmael Davis for the British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles.
Now that right. So for this is a good fight.
Yeah, this could be one of the more
This is a
exciting fights on the
banging
card.
50-50 clash of styles and a good clash, not a good blend of styles.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think I need to talk about this fight a lot. For anyone who knows Sam Gilley and Ishmael Davis is never in a dull fight. Sam Gilley has continued to upset the odds. Everyone, he went in against Louis Green, which I think was his best win.
yeah.
People thought he's probably going to lose this because Green was one of them that everyone was waiting just to get going. And yeah, he's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolute 50-50. I have no idea which way I'm calling this one.
I think um, having seen more of Ishmael Davis,
Hmm.
um, and obviously we've spoken to Troy Williamson, who you'll be able to see the video for that as well, which will be on our channel. I think I probably would edge towards Ishmael Davis again on the basis that he's fought good fighters and lost out fairly narrowly to good fighters.
Mm.
Um, and I think losing to Josh Kelly, losing to Bohachuk, losing to Jarko, for me, it's crazy, isn't it? But for me, losing to those people means
Stands him
more.
in better stead.
Yeah, means more to me than Gilly beating Louis Green. And I think that that's because he went in there and he we've said it. He's not afraid to take last minutes. He's not afraid to jump in there with people that people don't want to fight.
Yeah.
And I think this probably one of the not one of the first times, but a point where he's not being matched too harshly, and he's been hopefully given the time that he needs. I think you're probably going to see a good performance. To be honest with
I
you.
hope so. I hope so. Ish is got a bit of a habit of being. And again, probably down to, just for clarity, probably down to the fact that he's not had full proper camps, right?
Yeah.
Josh Kelly, he started a little bit late. When I say a little bit, he started way too late, which meant, unfortunately, it was just too little too late.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people went, "Oh, he won that." He didn't do enough to win that. Kelly had done enough to win that fight. Ajarko, he let Ajarko come back into it, or Ajarko got back into it. Again, a lot of people said that Ish won that fight. Ish probably could have gone either way on that
That was
one.
a close, really close
Really close
fight.
fight. But again, I just think, obviously, the Bohachuk one was a conclusive loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just think he needs to find that little bit of, not consistency, but that ability to kind of to maintain, to manage a
Yeah.
fight, I think would
Yeah.
probably be. But that comes through experience, and them
Yeah.
losses, hopefully, he will have learned that.
And again, at 14-3, with his losses coming in those
Hmm.
within those 17 fights, you are still learning as
Of
well,
course, yeah,
and you
yeah.
are still,
No worries.
like, his experience and things will come in, and he's been through those fights. I think that does a lot for you as well. So I think that's going to be a good one. Obviously, Sangali's looking to defend his titles. Ishmael Davis looking to pick up his first
Can I ask you a
title.
controversial question?
Feel free.
It's not that controversial. So your point of that Ishmael Davis, his losses stand him in good stead, all the usual stuff, yeah. And you said that you'd probably favour Ishmael Davis because of that.
Mm.
Would you favour Troy Williamson against Callum Simpson? I'm thinking very similar situations, aren't they? Because Sam Gilley has
It's
fought
tough.
all right
I think
levels.
for different reasons. I obviously big fan of Troy. Do like Callum Simpson.
I do, yeah, yeah.
So I'm torn on that one from an emotional perspective as well. But
Okay.
I think from what I know that Callum Simpson came back. From what we saw when he fought Zuko,
Hmm.
getting hurt and hurt, knocked down, didn't ever look particularly unsteady, but he got knocked down. Um, got back up, got straight back into the fight, pretty much dominated it from there, stopped Zuko. But there's an opportunity for vulnerability there. Can't see Troy Williamson backing that down from him. We've spoke to him. We know that's not going to happen. And I think I probably would. I think I probably would favour him slightly.
Would you?
But again, I'm trying not to be like personally attached to that. But I think he's the vulnerability you've seen
Yep.
and what we just saw Troy Williamson do against Mark Dickinson.
Yep.
The momentum he's on. He said he feels great. Said he looks great.
Confidence,
I
everything that
think
comes
I
with it.
think I think that probably gives him the edge. To be honest with
Thank you. That is all.
you,
Next
perfect.
question, Your Honour.
And the last fight. We'll talk about the last fight.
Do we have to?
Big sigh, big deep breath.
It's because all of
Listen,
these fights are poor matchmaking.
it's Richard Riakporhe and Tommy Welch, and
Right.
it's
It's on.
heavyweight, 10 rounds.
Yeah. Go on. Our a big sigh.
Yeah, I don't
Tell
really
me some
know.
fun facts about it, other than that Tommy Welch's dad's Scott.
Tommy Welch's dad is Scott
Yeah.
Welch,
Yeah.
who is a former British Commonwealth heavyweight champion, who also competed for the WBO heavyweight title and lost.
Which ironically, I don't know if it's ironic, is the title that Richard Riakporhe failed to turn up and win against Chris Billum-Smith when,
Well, he
for
didn't.
some reason, Boxer decided that the challenger was going to be the home fighter at Selhurst Park.
He didn't fight for the WBO heavyweight
He fought for the WBO Cruiserweight title, for clarity, same
title.
sanctioning body.
But yeah, no, I don't really know about this one because I suppose Riakporhe is now up at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Is this his second fight at heavyweight?
Yeah, his first one.
Espindola.
Yeah, yeah, he fought Espindola.
So,
Tough fight, Espindola, to be fair. He is tough. He's odd.
but what I was going to say about this is that if you compare, so Lawrence Coley has gone up to heavyweight and had a couple of
He's a
fights.
big heavyweight.
I tell you what, I think Lawrence Coley. Now he was in my number one spot on the ranking, but that was by accident.
No, no, it wasn't by
Um,
accident. We did a blind ranking.
yeah,
It
so that's what I'm
happened.
saying. It was by accident.
Well, yeah, it was by chance.
But I actually think he does look good as a heavyweight. He looks much more watchable than he did as a cruiserweight.
He does. I'm looking at you like that because I know what you're doing here, right?
Go
You
on.
fucking fell in love with Lawrence
No, no,
Okoli.
no, no,
He
no.
replied, he was, "Oh, thanks,
No.
Dan." And you were like, "Oh, me and
Listen.
Lawrence are mates now."
No, no,
Don't
no.
be stalking him or
What
whatever.
I'm
Don't
trying to say
you turn
is
up at his house.
what
Police will be involved, I'm
what I'm
telling
trying
you.
to say is that Coley went up to heavyweight,
Yeah,
and he's not really fought big fights at heavyweight.
no one.
But he looks good, and whether we just need to give Riakporhe a bit of a break on this,
Yeah, yeah.
He's gone up to heavyweight. Let him have a couple of fights, and then see if he's actually serious about being a heavyweight before we judge too quickly.
My just so sorry, just because I feel like I need to justify myself, or sorry, explain myself,
Go on
is
then.
my explanation is that my issue isn't with Richard Riakporhe or Tommy Welch.
Yeah,
Okay, I like Tommy Welch, and he interviews really well. Watched an interview of his earlier on, and talks well. He knows that he's in a privileged position. That famous dad. He's had all easy fights. He admits that, and this is the first opportunity where he gets to prove what he can possibly do.
yeah,
It's the wrong fight for Tommy Welch. Now, on to Richard Riakporhe as the A side. Yeah. Richard Riakporhe, whose career has been as turbulent as an EasyJet flight.
brilliant.
Okay, thank you. I thought about that on the spot. I thought it was good. His career was like this in 2019. Next big thing, going to be a cruiserweight world champion.
Yeah,
Wow. Through a multitude of reasons, disappeared for 5 years. When I say disappeared, just fought. Other than what's the Polish guy's name?
Bavaki.
Glavaki. Fought Glavaki on the undercard of Eubank Smith.
Yeah, is that? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Career just hasn't took off. So he's now
yeah.
gone to heavyweight. He's been at heavyweight for a year and a half. And who's he fought? Who's he fought, Dan?
Well, it hasn't really,
No,
has it?
Dan, who's he fought?
Fuck Kevin
He's
Espindola.
fought Kevin Espindola, right? So, and look, he's got caliber, he's got credentials, he's got all the things to be a good heavyweight, yeah?
Mm.
Then go and fight one. Tommy Welch has got his own little journey. This
Yeah,
is it's poor.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm going to
Good
try
luck,
and be
Tommy Welch.
a bit diplomatic,
Okay.
give him the benefit of the doubt, and say that he
Yeah.
has moved up. Give him a bit of time and see if he is serious. But like you say, with the no disrespect to Richard Riakporhe, but with the way the rest of his career went, he got a few wins, like you say, early in his career, and then since then, for whatever reason, didn't really do much. Um, Came back, fought CBS, lost. Love CBS.
Best cruiserweight in the world still.
Still.
No.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I sort of think I do think this isn't a step up in levels, but maybe it is. Just giving
Still
me,
on Espindola.
well, yeah, but I mean, it's not the right step up for where you think he should have been at. Just in case anybody wondered, we are still under attack at the MGM Bland. Um, yeah, I think there's more to come from him, and I just think it's just a another fight. Keep
So
figure out what he's like at heavyweight, and then maybe
so
next.
just for clarity,
Yeah, go
before we
on.
move on to the
Mm.
usual segment, you want me to be patient with a 35-year-old world title challenger at cruiserweight. You want me to be patient while they 1 minute build him up at heavyweight and use Tommy Welch as a stepping stone.
Uh, when you put it like that,
Okay.
when you put it like
Richard Riakporhe, the newest prospect, him
no,
versus
no,
Moses
no,
Atama in
no.
10 years. It's the second coming of George Foreman.
Listen,
I like Richard Riakporhe. I like Tommy Welch. I just think it's poor matchmaking on both
yeah,
halves.
I'll
I
say,
I would have rather have seen Richard Riakporhe, and people will slate me for saying this, but I'd have liked to seen him in there with someone like Joe Joyce as an example, or for example, I always forget his name, the South African guy that just fought Lawrence Okoli, Kevin Lorena,
yeah,
someone that's a bit awkward, not necessarily a heavyweight, but someone who's going to give him some different things to think about. They're the sort of fights that I'd have liked to see him in there with. You've thrown him in with Tommy Welch because you know that Tommy Welch isn't proven at this level. Is he going to get overwhelmed by the lights? Possibly. Richard Riakporhe could realistically knock out Tommy Welch in 3 rounds, and it's done nothing for bloody anybody.
yeah,
And that's my frustration.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that
I do get that. Right. Anyway, we have been going on plenty about these, so we're going to go through our sections quickly now. So we're going to go through the winners first. So I need it to be quick,
yep, ready.
no sitting on the
Conor
fence.
Ben.
Conor Ben to beat Chris Eubank.
Would you like a full analytic breakdown?
No, I said
Okay,
quick.
sorry. Conor Ben.
Catterall Essuman.
Catterall Borefest.
Azim Scoby.
Azim easy. Entertaining.
Gilley Davis.
Davis.
And then Riakporhe Welch.
Not going to answer that. Riakporhe. Stoppage. Mid rounds. Worst case.
Fight of the night.
Eubank Ben, and it.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
It's
I'll be
gotta be
honest. I
the
was trying to
top.
get creative. It's going to be Eubank Ben.
Upset of the night. Most likely upset.
Most likely upset of the night. I'm gonna go with.
And we always do A and B
We
side.
do always do A and
Okay.
B side, and that means technically I've technically picked Ishmael Davis. However, um, I'm gonna go with the upset that's a little bit more of an upset, and that is Tommy Welch against Richard Riakporhe.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll see. Um,
I don't get judged on that, do I? So
Now you haven't really rated this, but how do you rate this card? What do you think
am I rating it on its boxing or on its entertainment value?
as a whole?
5, 5. Oh, and I know that's probably a bit harsh, and people will criticise me, but I'm used to it at this point. You've got to look at. So the main event's a banger, right? Main event's guaranteed entertainment.
Should be.
This is one of them cards that could deliver phenomenal entertainment. Tommy Welch might be rock hard, and him and Richard Riakporhe just have it out, and it's a banger for 10 rounds, right? Might be an amazing card of boxing, but I can only go off what I can see on paper. You know what? Because of the fact that it's an event, I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Fair enough.
What would you give it?
Yeah, similar.
Would
I
you?
think 6. I think just because it's got a huge main event, I like Azim. I like Catterall and Essuman, so
The
I
Catterall
can't give
is
it.
a good. It's not a bad fight. It's
Yeah.
just I don't think. I think people are still waiting for Jack Catterall to be this world beater, and I just don't know if that's ever going to come. And I'm not happy about that. I like Jack Catterall. I want him to be a world champion. I just don't know if he will anymore.
Well, time's going to tell on that one as always.
Damn fickle.
Now we've got the AI. That's what I was getting ready.
Ew. Al.
14-13 so far. It's not
Al.
Al. It's
Al's,
AI.
Al's doing us.
So we've got AI, and we're going to go with main event.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank wins by unanimous decision.
Do you know what? Yeah, I can see that.
Jack Catterall wins by decision.
Okay.
Adam Azim wins by stoppage.
Yeah.
Richard Riakporhe wins by stoppage. Ishmael Davis wins by decision.
So other than the main event, we're bang on the money.
Well, we have agreed with this, yeah. Which means that there isn't much leeway.
No, it means that when I'm right about Conor Benn,
It means that
we're even.
when you're wrong about Conor Benn, we're going to be behind
Okay,
by
listen.
another
Why
point.
do you think Eubank's going to win?
If I had to stake my house on something, Eubank will win again.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't want that to happen.
The only reason I'm thinking the other way, I don't know why, and I called it with Sonny Edwards, and it's one that doesn't sit with me very well,
Yeah,
is that
just got a bad feeling.
I just think Eubanks took his eye off the ball a little bit. I don't know why. I think he'll make weight. I think all that sort of stuff will be fine. I don't know.
Oh, you know what's just hit me?
Me.
If Conor Benn wins,
Yeah.
the excuse fest is going to
Oh,
be unbelievable. Oh, he's been eating eggs. Oh, they didn't let me out of the arena.
yeah. Oh, my God.
Fuck off.
My dad's abandoned me again.
Anyway, I hope that doesn't happen. Apologies for any Eubank fans. Again, I think he will win, personally, but I hope he doesn't. I think he's a bit of a pleb.
I would look at the camera, but this card has drained my
Drained the life
batteries.
out of you.
Guys, it will be a good night of boxing, even if you have to wait till 10, which is the main event. Get it bought, get it watched,
Yeah, absolutely.
and continue to follow, continue to engage with the channel. We love it, and hope you do. We've had some really nice feedback. Thanks again, and unless this pleb's got out to say, I'm done.
No, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Cheers, guys.